Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jeff. Today we're going to talk about healthcare in Hawaii. A lot of comments have been coming in recently. Probably about over half recently have been about healthcare. I don't know if there's some sort of health epidemic that's occurring in the United States or if people just really can't find information about healthcare in Hawaii. So we're going to go ahead and touch on this topic. This is the second video I've actually done on this, but because the questions keep coming up and I know there's other things to talk about, we'll go ahead and do it. So let's just start with the healthcare plan that made Hawaii one of the premier places for this kind of coverage. So Hawaii Prepaid Healthcare, that's what it's called, Act. You can look it up, PHCA. Enacted on June 12, 1974 in the state of Hawaii to improve healthcare coverage by employer mandate. The Hawaii Prepaid Healthcare Act set a minimum standard of healthcare benefits for workers upon its adoption in 1974. Hawaii became the first U.S. state to require minimum standards for healthcare. This means Hawaii's law requires employers to offer coverage to employees working at least 20 hours a week. In contrast, the federal law is 30 hours. Okay, so Hawaii has, kind of led the way on this one. At 6.7%, Hawaii had this nation's second lowest uninsured rate, trailing only Massachusetts at 3.7%, according to the Census Bureau in 2013. So, getting healthcare insurance in Hawaii, there's the information. If you're working for an employer, if you're working under the table or as a self-employed, you're gonna have to probably look at how Obamacare is handling that, because I think Obamacare is the number one, healthcare of the land, right? So people in these questions, they're really concerned with getting the medication or getting the medication for their ailments. And although I'm not going to sit here and say that it's the most ideal, healthcare coverage or healthcare you'll ever get, it's there. So what I mean by that is, you have Costco, they got a full pharmacy. CVS, Longs, full pharmacies. I mean, anything you could possibly need. This is here in Kona. I've seen them in Hilo. I've seen them on Maui. I've seen them on Oahu. I'm sure they're on Kauai. I'm sure they're even on Lanai. So if you're worried about a health ailment and getting the prescription that you need filled, I'm not going to sit here and say for sure, but what you'd want to do is probably contact Longs or CVS or Walmart or the local pharmacy in the area and see if they carry that drug. So before you even move to the Big Island or Kauai, look up one of the pharmacies and see if they carry your drug and what kind of health insurance you're going to need in order to acquire your prescription. But just from a healing standpoint, people oftentimes they move to Hawaii for healing. A lot of it is to get away from the pollutants, the environmental and societal pollutants that they're exposed to on the mainland. But there is VOG here, which is a whole nother pollutant that you might want to look into. So if you're trying to get fresh air, which a lot of people assume, they're like, oh, I'm going to Hawaii, I'll get fresh air. Yeah, you got to keep in mind, volcanic smog, it's a beast. It's very prevalent right now. There's not much you can do about it. In the realm of mental health, if you have mental health illnesses, getting psychiatric help, I mean, it's probably not going to be A++, but then again, right now there's such a mental health issue in the United States that many people are going unhelped. So mental health is your concern. Is it a pill, or is it a psychiatrist that you need, or is it just nature? If you want nature, you're going to get it here. A lot of the healing that takes place for people is in the experience of getting out there in nature and really exercising the body and exposing yourself to nature without electronics and stuff like that. I know for me, whenever I feel really, high strung or stressed out, just turning off all the electronics, going out and really just being in nature and letting nature touch you, whether it be swimming in the ocean or, you know, trudging in the mud as you hike while the rain drops down on you. You know, a lot of that is going to take your mind off some of the things that have been causing you stress and make you think about other things. But these are like, you know, more of your natural state of mind. Like, oh wow, how do I get dry? You know, if you're thinking about how to stay dry or how to, you know, keep your balance in the waves, that's gonna take you away from some of the other things that you're worrying about. Like, why did someone say that on social media? Is someone talking, you know, this and that on social media? Because you don't have time to think about that if nature's touching you in that way. So, just to get into more of the healing aspect of it, as far as medication goes, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's going to be A plus plus, but it's not going to be like non-existent. You just need to contact your pharmacy if you're looking for alternative healing practices. You know, they have like yoga centers and yoga retreats and stuff like that that people have found to be really helpful. So, you know, you just got to look it up, talk to people, and get familiar with it. So, thanks for watching, and subscribe to the channel if you like.